Welcome back, or welcome to the Dr. D Oracle channel, and I am here today because I am going to give you the instructions for how to start your own doll, how to make your own doll. Dolls can be used for healing, dolls can be used for love work, dolls can be used for many things. Um, so, if you are not subscribed to my channel, or if you like this video, click that like button and subscribe so that you will be notified when all of my videos are uploaded. So, we've got our twigs. This was actually 2 twigs. I find this little thumb thingy on the end of it to be something that I wanted to harness in my magic, okay, as a person's thumbs, okay. And so once I do that, I take the copper, which this is the same copper here. This is the same copper that we wrap crystals with, okay? So, if you have some of that on hand, you want to have that. First 2 supplies, copper and twigs or bones. So, if we're doing our studies before we start to write a spell, we come up with the ingredients and we look those ingredients up, the magical properties. I'm used to using copper, but I want to give you guys a really good explanation for using copper. Copper is a bridge. It builds a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. And it's a conductor of energy. Okay? So this would be really good to have for your doll because you want to connect it to that person's spirit. And it's really going to be a great piece of work that you can use to influence someone. Okay? So I just go around the heart area, as you can see, with the copper. And then I'm going to make sure my arms are really steady and stay together by going around that area, okay? And if you make a really good doll, it'll be really sturdy for like a long time. You don't have to keep making another one and another one, okay? You can put the doll to death or to rest, okay? If you're not using it anymore, and one day I'll come on with a video to tell you how to do that. Until then, as you can see, I've wrapped every inch of this because this is going to stay together. It has a couple of small gaps in it, but not really enough where, you know, it's going to take a lot of strength, okay? So now you have it. It's a basic cross, okay? That's all you're making, okay? I try not to do all of my doll in one day. So I would definitely just make a cross today. Probably bless it or do some type of ceremony with a candle. To begin to impart life, okay, into it. So one of the things you want to do is also get your herbs together. What kind of herbs are you going to be using for your doll? If it's for love, of course, you want to use love herbs. Whatever the doll is for, you want to center the herbs around that. So, me, myself, I'm definitely going to work with a doll that's going to be a man. So, one of the things that I'll be using is mandrake root. So, I'll also be using this herbal mix for taming your man. We're trying to get him to really complete sowing his wild oats and settle down, okay? So this Tame Your Man spell, the doll will definitely be filled with this, as well as an article of the person's clothing that I have, as well as the hair from that person will be added to the head, okay? Their hair, okay? So with these herbs, with the mandrake root, we're also adding licorice root in because we want to have a very, very strong influence over this person with the doll. And then to top that off, an Adam and Eve root. Of course, his will have an Eve root in it where the heart is. And that is where a particular name will be written down on that root, okay? So just really think about all of the things that you want for your doll and put a lot of intention in it, okay? If it's for healing, you want to use some healing herbs, okay? One of the things that you want to do as you make the doll is you want to make sure that you don't get a lot of energy on it. So while we're touching it and everything, once we, get done with that, and you should work by candlelight for concentration purposes, okay? But you want to get some sage or some Palo Santo, okay? Now this is a little, I'm trying to, we won't say, but you want to get you some sage, okay? And we want to cleanse. We want to cleanse. Okay. So, I'm basically telling you to have all of your supplies in mind before you start making the doll, okay? You don't have to, but it's best that you do. So, your intention is really going to be clarified, okay? And we're cleaning this, okay? We're cleaning with sage. We don't want really our energy connected to this, okay? This is this person's doll. It's not ours. So we don't want that. Now, I'm going to give you some really good pointers here, which is, now that you have the skeleton, one of the last things that you can do before you start adding other things to the doll is you can carve the person's name. Now you have wood or bone, and you can carve that person's name right into the wood, along with their birth date and their zodiac sign. And that is the beginning of the doll. The next thing that you want to do, because like I said, I take days to make my doll, even though it's simple, I wrap it in that person's clothing, okay? Or I put it in a bowl with the herbs that I'm going to use. So that my intention is now going to go into getting this doll prepared into that energy, okay? We're going to start that energy really coming into the doll, okay? So you want to get something from the person and wrap this inside of there, okay? The bowl of herbs you can do, but the best thing to do is to wrap it in that person's clothing. Maybe for 3 days, okay? And have it next to a candle where you can pray over it and do a meditation and really concentrate. I would put some post office dirt, because remember, we're trying to make a communication, a link for communication, okay? So everything surrounding the doll should reflect what you're trying to do, Okay. So we started with having the copper, okay, to connect us or to have a clear bridge to the spiritual realm. If you're doing something with domination, okay, I would suggest to go ahead and get a domination candle or a Martha the Dominator candle. Go ahead and etch that person's name, their birth date, and their zodiac sign into the candle. And sit it up there with their stuff and with this. Okay? Let it sit there and burn out for 3 days and go there every day and say your prayers. Okay? If you have a deity or someone that you work with, give these things to that deity. Get their blessing. Okay? Anything in magic, and I'm going to leave you with this. Anything that you do in magic, remember, it's not an easy or a quick fix. It's working from the astral realm so that you can manifest here. Okay? So if you're going to do your magic, don't try to do something really, really quick. The astral realm is mental, mind. Okay? So when we're putting our mind into things, we're putting thought into it. We're putting intention into it. And that's how we manifest from that realm, period. Whether we're doing it with magic or whether we're doing it with our mind. So you want to just critically think about everything. And then it's a doll. You're connecting it to someone. So you really want it to have a good effect. You don't want to put together some nasty shit, you know, that you've wasted your time on. That's not really going to be effective. Okay? And then finally, you know, you can make these types of dolls too for like your familiar spirits, or you can make them for you can make them like to house a servitude. Okay? But you need to be able to critically think, okay? Because some people are going to feel like, oh, it's just simple. I can hurry up and do this and say this prayer. No, this is heavy shit. So if you really want your shit to work, like, take no shortcuts. Don't rush about anything and use the right things. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I'll be back, I guess, later with a part 2. This, I guess, is, of course, if I was making a real doll, I wouldn't show it, okay? So this is like a precursor to another doll that I'm making, okay? But at the end of the day, you want to stick with this basic concept and your herbs. And if you have a piece of clothing from that person, you could use that to stuff that and like make a head. And you know, just kind of be creative with everything. But everything that you want to influence, you want to put that in the person. If there's a particular organ you want to influence, put it inside of the person. Find a way to do it and have it to literally mimic what you're trying to do. Remember the rule, as above, so below. That's definitely consistent when we're dealing with spell work, okay? We want everything here to reflect what we're trying to create in the spiritual realm. So, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll be returning sometime soon to tell you how to complete your doll and showing you different parts about how to fix your doll. That's it. Alright, you guys. Be back, okay? Be back here for more magic because I'm going to bring it.